3 years ago, as I'm carrying my duty as manager for Asamoah Gyan, I started thinking, all these years, what has been my passion? What have I been doing? My passion is to identify talents from the grassroots. And many know that I started football from the coast level. In 2002, I've started gathering players, and that was the time I saw Asamoah Gyan also playing for Accra Academy and Great Sit-Ups Coast Football Club in faraway Dansuma, Karikari Park, to be precise. Around 2000, 2001, 2002, Asamoah Gyan was super. 14 years or so, 14 years, 15 years. Asamoah Gyan was doing magic. And I saw that this young guy can be somebody in the next future. I kept encouraging him around that time maybe because he was my junior, and at that time I loved soccer so much I've already started my course football called Sarafina Soccer Academy. So, if you can imagine around 2000, if I've started a coast team at my age now, I was very young. But I knew that was my passion. So this is what I'll do. And one thing was funny, that I'll buy African sports newspaper at that time, graphic sports newspaper, and I'll cut the picture size, and I'll arrange it myself and try to develop my own book just to know what was happening around that time. And around that time, my first time to watch Ghana Premier League was House of Folk versus Okoro United at the Accra Sports Stadium. My daddy brought me here. That was around 86 there. From that time, I had passion for football, and I never stopped following football. I remember in school when I was also called Shamo, because I was also scoring special goals like Shamokwe. So I feel Chakapama is here. He knew around that time in my primary school, JSS time, I was called Shamu. Some also gave me some strikers named Joel T, Ezekiel Alamu I was playing. People were giving me names because I was scoring. So don't be surprised. I ended up managing Asamoah Gyan, who is the greatest scorer in the history of the World Cup for Africa, the greatest scorer in the history of Ghana football history, and he's still scoring, and currently is even going to be part of the national team. That passion never stopped. Identifying talents at that age, 14 years, 15 years. Mr. Dankwa said something. Why should we sell a player from Africa or Ghana at 100,000, and then less than a year or two, the player is sold at 30 million? 40 million, whatever million. What are we not doing right? I said, no, with the experience I've gathered, and with all these years of investing in the game, I need to now come back and put that knowledge, that exposure, from the grassroots level again. Let me try to raise more Asamoah Gyans, more Stephen Appiahs, more Michael Essiens, more Sule Muntaris, more of the great ones who've passed through the core system and the grassroots system proper. That is when I called Asamoah Gyan. I told him that this is what I've decided to do. So if most of you will see, you always see Gold Star Consults there. And let me make it clear here. Sometimes it becomes a problem. This is a Gold Star Consult event, but the name is Baby Jet U16. Because why? Because Asamoah Gyan is the biggest brand. If we don't use the name well, and I'm the same person managing him, and it's a honor to use his name to raise stars for the nation. Is it true or false? If I'm supposed to do something at grassroots level, to touch and to identify talent and guide them with the experience I have gathered over the years. If I started coast football around 2000, 2001, saw Asamoah Gyan at that time at age 14, and I have been in the game, followed Asamoah Gyan all over the world, like Mr. Dankwa said, Ambassador said, Chipsa said, learned what a footballer should know. Your dieting, your sleeping time, your preparations, your mental, preparation, your psychological preparations, your branding, your packaging. Because if we are not able to sell the player at that price that the South Americans are selling, Portuguese are selling, I've been having this discussion with Chipsa for a long time. Why should we always be selling our players cheap? From today, and I'm saying it on authority, this project, because of this project, we are targeting that I have said it to myself. I don't know what the other clubs will do, but I'm targeting that from today. Watch out when Ghana and myself or somebody I'm partnering with, if it's Chipsa, if it's any other of the agents I have, if it's with Nanaya and Ponsan, if it's with Mr. Resdankwa, if it's with Coach Utiaketin, if it's with my partner, my current partner Sam, who is in Sweden, whoever it is, we are going to sell a Ghanaian youngster from 10 million going. That's the target. We have to dream big. We have to dream big, but we don't dream big without preparing. We dream big to prepare from the proper stage. Identify it, groom it proper, and that is what we are doing. Is it not the first time you've seen something like this being done in the country? All the time, everybody wants to wait for the boys to get to the Black Stars level. Wait for the boys to be in somebody's country, then Nyami Boami, then we go begging them. No. We need to identify them here. We need to guide them here. We need to prepare them here and prepare them to blossom, to become superstars. If we groom them well, if we give them the proper training, the proper dieting, for them to listen, and like Randy said, they shouldn't disappoint us, and they will listen. We can sell a player from Ghana at $10 million. Brazilians are not superhumans. The Argentines are not superhumans. They are not. The Chileans, the Portuguese, they are not. Our players have the same quality. Without giving too much praise to the boys, when you look at the video, you see the quality of soccer that was exhibited in the last year's edition. These young chaps, I remember their coach David saying that I'll introduce the other support team members, the technical team, everybody, before I finish my speech, telling us that these boys can beat some of the Premier League clubs. Told Coach Utiaketin, who also said the same thing, and said that it was sad that we couldn't start this early for them to push them into the national team, the under 17 and under 20. But next coming event, which will be launched today, we will definitely make sure that the top talents who are identified will get a chance to enter into a national team. These boys have that, what if we give them the right direction, Ghana will have talent in abundance. Ghana have talents, but we don't groom and prepare them well. That's the problem. The talent is there. Wherever you go, you see a lot of soccer talents on the streets, at the corners, at the ghettos. But what do we do to prepare them to get to that top is key. So we at Gold Star Consult decided that we will make use of Baby Jet Promotions image and the brand which Baby Jet has accepted, so that we will use that, which he is somebody who is like an ambassadorial person for the tournament. And we'll use that to identify more talents and develop the talents and build them to become superstars in the next 5, 6, 10 years for the nation Ghana and the world. Now, we started, and it was a super tournament. On that note, let me also introduce the best players that we picked for the tournament, at least for their recognition, and the fact that after we sent their videos out, 2 of them has got invitations to participate in the tournament in Italy, and then our scouts, and lo and behold, Chipsa was the chief scout for the tournament. Chipsa didn't agree just to be the chief scout for anything. He knows what it takes to identify talents at this stage. I'll come back to the introduction of the boys later, but let me finish my statement and then we can go ahead, so that we'll introduce all the boys, although we will definitely introduce the best player of the tournament, which we can't take anything from. We realize that if we really take good care of this program and direct it well, it can be something that the whole world will look up to. As we speak, countries from Morocco, no, maybe Morocco because they want to join ECOWAS. as an international student of international relations, Morocco says they want to come and participate in this year's edition. Nigeria, Benin, Guinea, Mali, Togo want to come and participate. As at now, the competition unit, which is headed by Mr. Delali Senaye and his vice, Eric Alagide, they are finding it difficult for them to even agree on the number of the teams that will participate in the next edition. So if just the first edition has attracted this kind of interest, we should identify when we should expect something bigger coming from this tournament.